Your head can't fit. Why is it a little box? That's a good question.
I don't know. You can't make it bigger?
No,
What my box? Is it my camera?
it might be your camera, but that's all right. That's all right. Welcome. Oh Lord, where you go? Kenny, we're doing that.
You know,
Hey, you better start this conversation. This is all janky.
I'm just
yeah.
cracked up. Well, thank y'all for meeting with Kalonda Kay on this evening. We're gonna get this thing popping off. I like, having freelance conversation as far as everything about you and your comedy world and your history. So we're gonna ask some questions, but I want y'all to be y'all. You know what I mean?
Just
So
thankful that it ain't me this week.
what? No, it's you too, Frank. What you talking about? You on her, right? Anyway, so we gonna jump right in. He's talking about thinking ain't him. He on the hot seat too. We want to thank the National Comedians Kenny Howell, Arvin Mitchell for joining us on today. Frank Lyles in the building, and we finna jump right in. I just want to know. I have some questions. I had some people like I got some questions for him too. Kenny, how long you been doing this comedy thing?
Damn. 32 years.
32.
Professionally, where I ain't got no job.
Okay.
30 since 93.
Okay. Man.
That's why I did my first Def Jam in 93.
Was that your first time on stage?
Nah, it's my first time on TV, but that was my first time where after that, I didn't have to work no more. Like before that, I had a little job driving the truck, and then I got fired, so I get unemployment. So I lived out the unemployment while I paid my dues, grinding.
Hey, Kenny.
You and Frank got something in common. Okay, then.
All three of us got something in common.
Oh, you too? Wait a minute.
Exact same thing. Not as long as Kenny, but I got fired and I collected unemployment while I
Yeah,
started doing stand up.
yeah.
I think what you call that, Kenny, like you know like when after you did the crime they got so long where they can charge you for it. What's that
Yeah.
called?
Um, damn, it's like murder. It's like the opposite of murder. Murder never end, but it's
You
a statute of limitation.
statute of limitations probably ran out by now.
Yeah.
So I was working for Auto Tire. Damn, I don't know if I can tell. Anyway, I put on my seatbelt and I crashed into a light pole. I turned down the radio and crashed into a light pole,
On
and they
purpose.
fired me. I
Yeah.
planned on getting fired.
Me
Yeah,
too.
because
Are
I
you
I was
playing?
over them.
Me
And
too. I was I had won the Miller Lite, but I got disqualified, and I was driving an ice truck. Actually, I was driving an ice truck when I heard about the Miller Lite, and I was gonna go do it, but I didn't. I kept
I was
hearing it
gonna
on the
go do
radio,
it.
and Bernie Mac won it, him and the Dale. So I was like, that shit come next year. I'm doing it. So I
Yeah.
did it. Got to the finals. Me and Tony Schofield. Tony won it, but I got disqualified. I probably would have placed, top somewhere up there. But I was still driving the ice truck, so I was supposed to go take a drug test, and I played them and shit. So they tried to fire me, and then I won my arbitration. I got 2 extensions, so I rode their ass for a whole year. And then I did the contest again, and me and Cedric tied for first. Cedric got first, I got second. They said it was a tie, but he got the bigger check, so he actually won that motherfucker. But I got Def Jam right after that, and that was 93. And after that, I didn't have to get a job. No, well, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like after I got blackballed for a minute, I went to a temporary service. I was in that motherfucker sweeping up in the warehouse, and niggas like, man, ain't you a boy off Def Jam? So yeah, nigga, move your motherfucking feet, man. Shit, I remember that. So that was like 96. You have ins and outs, but you have droughts. But back then, I was getting into a lot. I was treating it different. Wasn't appreciating it. I say it like that. I was treating it like street shit.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh,
I was burning bridges.
okay, then. Okay, so right, I'm like, well, Dad, you just gave me a mouthful. You said you got a blackball. You didn't. Wait, we
Yeah, I
gotta
got
go.
into it with Martin Lawrence, but we real cool. It was just a misunderstanding. You know how niggas be talking about who can hoop and all that shit. And I was like, nigga, yeah. But
So
you
Hey, I
you
like
heard
when
Martin can hoop.
he all right, he little. I mean, His hands too little.
He little.
But
Hey,
no, but his ego is bigger than his game, right? And
okay.
he was like talking crazy shit to the comics, like making it personal. And we was like, how you be talking about, nigga, can you hoop? And he was like, man, I dog your mama. He's like, nigga, motherfucker. So I was like, I done done. He said something about Miss Howe know I can hoop. I said, see, there you go. I done dunked a few balls in Miss Lawrence's ass.
Oh
So,
wow.
but see, yeah,
Damn.
so I shot two Def Jams with him. The second one didn't air because of that shit. But so they put me, yeah. So I side with Def Jam, but they put me on the shelf for a little bit, and then
Mm.
they brought me back. So, and then that's when I did it with Joe.
That's
Wow. So
tough.
that was all over basketball. You got
No,
blackballed.
no, no, no. That was just one little incident. It's just like when you around when Def Jam first hit, you never know who you're around. You never know who the producers are, and it's a lot of squares. I mean, it's a lot of it's a lot of like goofy motherfucker. But you don't know this, and everybody will start be like, like this dude, he might be trouble, or he like, I mean, it's too much I would have to tell you for far as you know. It's just sometimes they'll dry you out. They'll they'll
Mm.
they'll sit your ass at home. So I always been a grinder. So when they put me off tour for a year, I hustle like Frank do. Hitting the rooms, hitting the cities, this and that. But during the week, I would hit a temp service, and that's when I realized I ain't working no more. Fuck that. When that nigga told me he saw me on TV and I'm sweeping up, I was like, fuck that. I better sweep the club up. I better close the club and be the
Man,
last nigga at the club before I go back to a damn job.
Mm.
Okay, so what was your first time though? Your very first time hitting the stage, like when you said, "I'm gonna try this."
The Miller Lite. I went in there. It was like 200 people in there, right? That was the first contest. The first time I actually did it on stage. I've been
Mm.
talking shit my whole life around my friends, but that was the first time. And then I went and got me a pint of Mad Dog 2020 Kiwi. I dropped
man,
straight to the head, Jack. I went in there. I was ready.
that
Y'all
liquid
ready.
courage.
I was ready.
The
Then
kiwi.
people was like, man, you was funny as hell. You was that drunk motherfucker. I was like, okay, I won't be doing that no more.
Mm.
But I used it to kill the tensions, like because I was used to roasting. I could talk about stories, but I would heat a nigga up. So once I'm in that zone, I roast you. Like a lot of my comedy bits I've taken from my roast, from
Mm.
my snaps. Like I've
Mhm.
talked about women in different places about their hair, and then I just put them all together and be like, you ever seen a woman like? But I've actually saw a woman where she had a little bitty ass ponytail. Like, bitch, you just gonna squeeze you a ponytail? We ain't supposed to know, and I just put it with the other subject matters. And I always try to do three things on each subject. So,
Nice.
so when I got that, I put that rocket fuel in me and I was ready to go. That was the first time I ever got on stage.
And you was just confident. You was like, "I know I'm finna kill this."
No, the Mad Dog gave me confidence. I knew I was funny, but the Mad Dog was like, shit, now they finna know.
What about you, Auburn? How long have you been doing this thing, rocking this out in the comic world?
Before I get started, I gotta pay homage to Kenny Howell. That's a big brother to me for real. Same birthday, we both left-handed.
Yeah.
Okay.
He introduced me to Mike Epps in the backyard playing basketball. And man, I started in '99, fresh out the pen.
Yeah.
I did my first show before I went in, and when I came home, I started hitting the stages. I was still on house arrest. So yeah, '99. I've been doing it that long.
That's what's
So
up.
and
No.
it's
That's
been taking
25
care
right
of me.
there. That's
Right.
25.
Yeah,
That's
that's
25 years.
25. Yeah,
That's a,
They
yeah,
say you got to be in this shit 10 to 15 years to be an overnight success.
right.
Because basically when you get noticed, when you notice around the country, basically, and then you start getting gigs and TV, I mean, big TV, movies and shit. Most people done been in it a minute.
Yeah.
really. And
Yeah,
so that's
before
about
you.
the going time frame. You said 10 to 15 years before
Yeah.
really
Look
landing.
at Frank. Look how long Frank been at it. And we finna film his special tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Dope. Well, okay, tell me about the special, Frank. Because he thought he was off the hook
Uh,
today.
no, 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 no. I
You,
ain't never
you,
off the hook. I'm
you,
always on it.
you ready?
Uh, oh, damn right, damn right.
His mic off.
Tired. My mic off.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, I can't hear you, man. I got an Android, the old one.
tomorrow, tomorrow night is gonna be real
Yeah.
special for me. Because I get a chance to work with two vets from my city, even though Kenny is originally from Chicago, but the second home is St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started out, Arvin was in the room that night, and he was like, "Dude, you funny," and that was one of the things that I needed in order for me to keep going, and I haven't stopped since. So for me to be on a show with two people that have hosted previously,
Yeah.
and for me to be hosting KJ's for the last 2 years, this is, like I said last week, this is a major milestone for me, especially in my comedy career and just personally altogether.
Yeah.
Uh, I used to come down to KJ's a couple of years ago, and I watched Kenny host a show. I watched Arvin host shows. So now we all get a chance to work on the same stage. And I'm headlining. I've been hosting this show for like 2 years now, and I've seen
Yeah.
multiple comedians from across the country come in and headline. So now it's time for me.
That's so
So
dope.
yeah,
Man.
it's very dope, man. You just don't know this. This means a lot to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
and congratulations to you too, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not a lot of comics in the city that can hold down the room, and it's
Nah,
some
not for two
who
years like that.
right, and some who preceded you that it's just hard to continue keeping your foot on the gas like that, bro. So yeah, this is a milestone. So hey, man,
It
I take
is.
my hat off to you, bro.
That's
man, I
Yeah.
right.
appreciate that, man.
We're gonna have a
Yeah.
I,
ball. We're gonna make it right.
Yes.
oh man, we gonna.
That's
I don't.
amazing.
I don't even know where I'm gonna start at. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I just
Yeah.
want to stay focused. Because I know Arvin gonna do his thing, and I most definitely know that Kenny is gonna come in and bring it. Uh, and that's one of the things. Like early on, Kenny, the owner of KJ's, he asked me. He was like, "When you ready to headline?" I'm like, "Whenever." He was like, "Man, we got to get somebody that's gonna be able to match the energy that I bring." You know what
Mhm.
I'm
Mm,
saying, to the stage every week.
right.
And like Kenny touched on, and Arvin also said something about it. With comedy, it's kind of different. Uh, Sometimes you'll get a room, you'll be there depending on the promoter or whoever has it. You know what I'm saying? It might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be a month, it might be 6 months to a year. You know what I'm saying? You never really know.
Yeah.
So I've been
Facts.
blessed to be put in this position to where the only thing that I have to worry about is coming in and performing.
That's
You know
dope.
what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that really helps me out to where I'm not bogged down with a bunch of different responsibilities on a weekly basis. Uh, like now with the job that I have, you know what I'm saying? I get off at 8, and I was really kind of skeptical to see how things were going to work out. But since I've been holding that room down, Kenny's been working with me, and I get there like maybe 8:15, no later than 8:20. Uh, Soon as I walk
So
in, they hand me the mic, and I walk on stage.
just rocking it out just like
So
that.
yeah,
Just like
Just like
that.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
It's
so
taken me a
dope.
while to get to this point because
Uh-huh.
sometimes I don't like to have a lot of clutter in my head before I go on stage. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay away from other comedians and just basically focus in on myself and zone in. So when I get up there, it is what it is.
So can y'all tell me if y'all recall Kenny, Orvin, Frank, y'all best moment throughout your career, if you could pinpoint one, what that would have been for you?
What you mean, like opportunity, or you mean like one of the
Just,
best sets you ever had on stage where you had a euphoria?
I mean, it could be both. You could have worked with someone, something that's memorable to you that you could say, man, I just never thought that would have happened for me. You know what I mean? You could have worked with somebody you've always dreamed to work with, or you just had a crowd where you just will never forget this show. What is a memorable moment for you? That's a lot of years y'all been doing this.
I mean, with me, when I first started, right? I the guy that managed me and Tony Schofield, he was a promoter, a R&B promoter for uh for Al Heyman. So me and Tony got to open up for every hot black act that was out in the '90s.
Mm.
You know, like I opened up for En Vogue. I opened up for I toured with Frankie Beverly just because of him. I got dates. I mean, so those moments was great because I'm meeting legends like Frankie Beverly, and he actually knew me from Comic View. You know, and I didn't know that. That kind of like told me up because we was in Columbus and his band members they knew me, and they was like taking pictures. We was doing the after show, and Frankie hadn't got there, so they was like play it off. You know, don't say nothing. I was like, shit, I wasn't gonna say nothing. And then he walked up, he taking the picture, and he's like, no, wait a minute, well, I know this dude, man. Where I know this nigga from?
Yeah.
And then they was laughing, and then and it turned out he was like, that's the motherfucker we be watching on the bus. He's like, I knew it. I didn't want to say shit. And I was like, whoa, you know. And then they had me go get them a couple ounces of weed that night, but that was pretty cool. But I did the Whispers, Levert, you know. So this was like from '93 to '96, '97. David Allegretti, like the guy. So I was on every hot show came to Chicago. Me and Tony Schofield was either opening it or hosting it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, but the other thing that a lot of them artists taught me is that they was like, look, God bring you around people that's like you. He bring his lights to his lights.
Yeah.
So if he put you in this circumstance to be around these us and these people, then you are one. You in the classroom. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? You in the classroom. You just a freshman. You know, so I kind of always you know, I never had no ego, but I always wanted to do my best on stage. So when I got that lesson, I forgot. I think it was Gerald Levert told me that. But still, I still didn't feel I belonged. I had been only been doing comedy 2 3 years, but I actually started headlining after 2 years. But my main euphoria to me, like Bernie Mac was a big brother to me. You know, he took me under his wing, showed me a lot of. He actually helped me with my personality because I
Mm.
get hyper sometimes. So he
Mm.
put me in the room and gave me a clock and said, I'm gonna come back in 20 minutes. I need 10 things funny about this clock. And he came back, I had like five. And he was like, you know, well, and then he was like, well, what? I was like, man, fuck the other ones. I got upset. And he was like, see, it wasn't about the clock. It's about that right there coming up
Mm.
out of you, that fire. So
Yeah.
that's why I be on stage and I don't like nothing quiet. So if I get a dry spot, if they ain't laughing for a few minutes, it's bothering me. But
Mm.
you know, but my main thing is when I go on stage and I don't remember and I flow so good where they laugh at so much stuff that I be an ad lib half the show and can't remember nothing I said, but the people, you know. So because to me, if you got a problem and I got a problem, if I can make you forget yours by laughing for 30 seconds, your
Yeah.
problem just disappeared, and now mine does.
Mm.
So that's what I search for when I'm on stage headlining. Is that euphoria right there?
Yeah. That's dope. What about you, Arvin?
Hey man, he just summed up everything from like no like Kenny, it's like this whole Zoom right now is it feel like I'm in class again because he's
Yeah,
like literally like a mentor to me. He told me every joke is a every joke is a what you say every story is a joke. Like it's so many
yeah,
jokes in one subject matter, you
yeah,
know. And he was telling me I was leaving meat on the bone, you know.
Mm.
So every time I was around, buddy, man, like is I'm in school. So my whole journey in comedy has been euphoric, like you said. You know, I
yeah,
mean, it didn't mean a lot to me to be around Ricky Smiley and all those other celebrities. Like comedy so personal to me that anytime I got up under Kenny or Lavelle, you know,
Mm.
it's like it's
Rebel,
monstrous. And they two of the greatest from St. Louis, in my opinion, you know, next to Red Fox because nobody else gave it like they did. Joe gave me an opportunity,
you know,
and Dick Gregory, man, to be able to work with that icon, man, and to eat at his house,
Mm.
to be
see,
able to sit down and talk to a king like that, like
Yeah.
this, to the fact it's not like a pinnacle that you find yourself on from being around celebrities. It's the moments being with them, like you said
yeah,
with Gerald Levert and stuff like that. So me coming from where I came from, my background, and being able to make it on TV and be featured in a movie and be
Yeah.
able to eat off this, I'm on my third passport over jokes,
Come on.
over
right,
jokes.
right,
You know
right.
what I'm
I
saying?
raised
So
my kids and sent them to college. Jokes, you
yeah,
know.
all over jokes. I fought for visitation for my daughter with joke money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I just it gives me life. My family give me life, and like when I start meeting celebrities it just didn't mean nothing to me because like knowing that I didn't even know Kenny from Def Jam before I met him in person. So to have a personal experience with him and him teach me something and he cared, like I can go to his house. Like I can't go to said house.
Yeah. Actually, my wife get mad if he come in town and don't call her pop through.
My bad.
It's all good. I know how it is.
And tell Angie I
Yeah.
said what's up.
I'm with it. She in the bathroom smoking crack. No.
I did that. Well,
I had to
speaking of
whisper
home,
before she come out.
what? Speaking of home life, that was a question I have. Do people like when y'all meet individuals and they think you supposed to be a, a comedian off stage? Is there a
Yeah,
difference in how you are at home or when you're not in entertainment?
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because we real people. Like
yeah.
Right. We humans.
I'm grieving right now. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
Me too.
But yeah, and my heart go out to you, bro. Like we all
My,
go
I got
through
a
it.
I got a brother. I was on a Zoom call right before this. Got a brother. My little brother is stage 4, and then we didn't think he was gonna be able to fly back to the hospital in Chicago because
mm,
he just had 2 little minor heart attacks, and his body is breaking down. And I got a niece in intensive care right now in Chicago, so we getting him back to Chicago. More than likely, I'm gonna be going up there. I don't feel he gonna leave me yet, but that's something I'm dealing with. But at the same time, I'm still doing the podcast. So it's just like people ask my wife, is he the same at home? My kids say when I'm humming and singing, I'm happy, but other than that, they can tell when something is going on with me.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
So we human just like everybody else.
Yeah,
But once you in it so long, you turn it on and off, you know. Or when you with your friends, like you other comics, like tomorrow, me and Frank and Harvey be standing outside, we'll just be talking and laughing and boom, 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 and it goes away for a minute because we enjoying each other' presence, with that camaraderie.
yeah,
And I feed off of each one of these guys. Like every time I work with Frank, if I host or he on the show with me, I'd be like, thank you for taking him up here. Or if I'm hosting, I'd be like, now ride the wave. It's up to me to set it up for him. But he always come out and bang them out. And Arvin the same. So we all entertain. But the off stage stuff, just being around each other is where you can get the natural funny. And then we'll tell the other one, man, you ought to use that or put that with it. But
Yeah.
other than that, sometimes we sit down and talk to each other about the shit we going through. Like my
yeah,
wife, Frank knew my wife before me. She was a dental assistant, and she was like, Frank, they come in the dentist office. He was always serious. And then she see him on stage. She's like, Frank, funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I don't know. And now Arvin real silly too. Like he do little tricks and shit. Like you'll be in the grocery store and you hear somebody say something, you think it's a girl or somebody throwing shit at you. Then he come around the corner. You
Yeah.
know. So everybody got their own little personality, but sometimes Arvin will sit with me and he
Straight
be going
jokester.
through he'll be going through stuff like, man, I'm tired of this certain situation. What would you do? I want a different angle on my career because sometimes you can do something so long it tears you down.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know,
You get burnout.
yeah, you get burned out,
Yeah. No
yeah.
matter how much fun it look like you having.
and the money could be good, but you be like, man, I'm just not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
but my heart goes out to both of you all that are enduring some hard, things to take in right now with family and loved ones. So,
Yeah.
that's 100. To be able to see, like Frank, I met him in action. I had never
Okay.
really had an opportunity to meet him in his everyday life.
Okay.
So it's always interesting to see him in this moment, like now, serious talking conversation. I've only ever known him to be joking. So,
Right.
people think when you're in entertainment life, this is how you are off stage. I know me, I like to go home and not talk to nobody after I just got done. So
Right.
I get it. But people want to know, especially you all have the duty of making us laugh, of like you say, brighten our day. And so some people think that's how you are all day long, you
Hmm.
Now,
know. Yeah,
sometimes it be work. Sometimes it be like, okay, you got to turn on and be like, okay, I got to go to work tonight. You know, and then other times it'd be fun. You ride the wave. Other times like shit, how much time I gotta do?
Yeah.
So I can go cry.
Yeah, like, where does this go in?
Yeah, that's
I hear
Yeah,
it. It's
for
that's
real.
that's one of the things, man, that's making this 2 years so special to me. And just to piggyback off of Kenny and Orvin, 2022, I lost my grandmother.
Sorry,
Uh,
bro.
like
Pain.
right before this show started at KJ's.
Wow.
And Terrence had kept telling me, man, just be ready, just be ready, just be ready, just be ready. It were other things that was coming up that kind of hindered us from starting the show when we were initially supposed to start. And I'm kind of glad
Right.
that it didn't start when it did. So we had my grandmother's funeral on August the 24th of 2022. We
Mm,
started on August 31st of
Mm,
2022.
wow.
wow.
Uh, so like
She
I
with
was
you,
in,
man. Yeah, you better
man, she's
believe she
been with
with you
me
for
every
them two
week.
years too.
She has been with me every week. And I can
Yes,
honestly
sir.
tell you I've only missed one show in 2 years.
Mm,
You know what I'm
That's
saying? When
what's
I
up.
didn't feel like I had it to come out to
Yeah.
perform, I had to push through it. You know what I'm saying? I pushed everything to the side and I got up there and I did what I was asked to do. Uh, so, you know, sometimes, like you said, man, I don't be feeling like it. You know what I'm saying? I
No.
be in my own zone. I be dealing with my own personal issues.
Yeah.
They call my name and put that mic in my hand, and I instantly turn it on. But I was talking to Orvin like many years ago, uh, and one of the things that I tell you before I say this is we make a lot of people laugh, but who makes a comedian laugh?
right. That's the
You know what
question.
I'm saying? So when I'm
Hmm.
going through something, it'd be kind of difficult to bring me out of that because I just be so focused. I'm an overthinker.
Mm,
Uh, and then, to hop back on the topic, when people find out you a comedian, they always try to pimp you out. And I got this from Auburn. You
mm.
know what I'm saying? So very rarely do I tell people I'm a comedian. Some kind of strange way they always find out. And one of the things that really pisses me off is when they say, "Tell me a joke." And
Oh,
my
Oh,
that shit.
response is, if you found out that Mike Tyson was a boxer, would you ask him to punch you in the face? You know what I'm
not at
saying? To
all.
validate that he's a
Yeah.
boxer.
I,
No.
I I
So
always
come
ask
out to one
them
of
to.
these shows, man.
I ask them niggas to do what they do. The nigga ask me to tell a joke. Nigga, sell me a bag of weed. Do what you do for a living. You know, shit, nigga, mop a flow. Goddamn it.
Right.
You know, shit, go ring up
Right.
Yeah.
some groceries, motherfucker.
Right. Right.
Right.
And send
Yeah, I
it.
put it right back on them. You know whatever I look at them and I see in my face, in
Yeah.
my mind, what I think they do. Nigga,
Yeah.
go cut some hair, nigga. You know, cut a
Yes.
head first. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever I, if because that's me roasting their ass in a way. Because
Mhm.
they can have on a suit and tie. I was like, nigga, go
Yeah.
be a pallbearer, goddamn it, go ahead. You know, don't ask me to do what I do for a living, nigga. Go
Right.
carry a casket, nigga.
For free. For free.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That part.
and then they had the audacity to reiterate. Nah, for real, go ahead, tell me a joke. You said
right.
I'm
And
on
then
a plane.
Yeah,
tell me a joke. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I'd be like, I mean, this ain't trick or treating, this ain't Halloween. I mean, tell you a joke. I just gotta come up with a
yeah.
joke.
Hmm.
The
I don't
only the only hard part about that is like if I'm in a grocery store and they're giving me love. You
know.
know, and they like, man, he funny as hell, da da da. And then they telling this one guy, you ain't never seen him, no. And then the guy they telling like, well, tell me a joke, like nigga, But the other people that the love, they pay my bills,
Mm,
Yeah.
you know, their
mm,
support pay my bills, so I'm always nice to
Yeah.
them,
Right.
okay.
always nice to them.
Yeah.
Okay. And my question is, how have you all faced like adversity? I'm sure like, y'all come under many legends as well, and you all are legends in my eyes, right? And so I'm sure you encountered, like you said, people trying to play you, people under, you know, estimating you. How have you all pushed through in your careers when facing that adversity?
Me personally, I um my father taught me a lot, man. Like one of the things he used to always tell me, if they don't put their hands on you, you know, you good. But
Right.
other than that, you have to have a mentality of like everything that might be coming towards you, it don't have nothing to do with you. It might
Mm,
have something to do with them. You know what I'm saying? I've been offended by a few people, but if it's like a shock to my system, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not that invested. So that ain't got everything to do with me. That got something to do with you. I got a mission I'm on. Like the
mm,
movie The Blues Brothers, when they was like, we on a mission from
You better
God. Like
listen from God. Yeah.
I can't stop what I'm doing to focus on these distractions to keep me from my greatness.
yeah.
Like I've been down that road before, so it take a lot to get me off my square because I missed out on so much earlier on in life as far as my blessings. And I'm
Mm,
Right.
not gonna let nobody hijack that. You know what I
mm,
mean? I'm here to be of use, of purpose for somebody else
Right.
or for my
God's
family. So
essential, baby.
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Love that.
when you come from good people and you know what your purpose is, that adversity got its own mission. You go do that with somebody else. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's how I handle it.
That's nice. That's dope.
Yeah.
Pure strength. What about
That's-
you?
I'm the same way, man. As long as the motherfucker don't put their hands on me, I ain't got no problems with it. You know, I've not. I don't. I can tell you something that I went through that was real crazy. Well, motherfucker tried to kidnap me to tell some jokes in Virginia. It was real crazy, but it's a long story. You know,
What?
I mean, I'm
I
talking
think
about
we
at
I think we
gunpoint.
got time for this one.
I
Hold
know.
on.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Come on.
Kidnap me and be funny.
I know shit.
Kidnap.
All right,
What?
so check it out. All right, so check it out. So me, Tony Schofield, and me, Tony Schofield, and Diane Corder, we used to do this thing called Two Derlicks and a Diva, right? So she was going through something. She had had a stroke, so she wasn't thinking clear or regular on some shit. So she called me and booked me and Tony in on a Saturday in Lynchburg, Virginia, right? Me headlining, Tony going up before me, and then her and a local. But she didn't send us a deposit, right? She kept our deposit and tried to put a show together that Friday in another part of Virginia. So we flew into Norfolk. We get to this other place. It was a smaller city than Lynchburg, But we get there and it's like a cosmopolitan college where it ain't nobody there, but it's like a college. So we go to the auditorium for the show. Diane didn't even show up. She didn't even make it in that Friday. So we go to the show and it's empty. She had her friend trying to do it. So we like, damn, we ain't get paid a shit. So we was like, fuck, we going home. So we leave the spot and then go to a little sports bar to get something to eat. So these cats come in, and they was at the show. It was one dude and two of his partners, but I noticed them. They shook our hand and shit. Then we get to the little sports bar. These same niggas showing up, hanging around, but they ain't friendly. They like,
Very
mean
friendly.
mugging kind of. We shaking hands and shit, and then one of them just came over and sat down, man. So damn, man, why y'all ain't do the show? He's like, shit, we ain't get our money, man. We going home tomorrow. It's like, yeah, you going home? It's like, yeah, man. Y'all ain't got nothing else down here to do. It's like, nah, we supposed to have something tomorrow, but fuck it, I ain't got no deposit for it, so I ain't, we just, we talking. So he buying his drinks, we kicking it. Now it was a guy he brought that had picked us up from the airport. So after we leave the sports bar, we go back to the dorm room where they had us in. The next thing you know, about an hour, 40 minutes later, motherfuckers start beating on the door. So the dude, it's me and Tony's room. We sharing the little dorm room. I'm on this side of the room. Tony over here. The little dude at the desk. He opened up the door. This nigga busts in with 10 niggas and guns.
What?
Boom, boom, like this. And we like, what the fuck? We think they trying to rob us or some shit, right? So the shorty that opened the door, they like start hit pound on him like yo man, that ain't necessary. What y'all do? Hey, take what you want, this and that, da da da. They was like, we want y'all, nigga, and I was like, fuck you mean? So they like boom, they come in and like two of them got the things, one of them got like like the big one, right? So I'm like, yo, what, what's the deal with this? They was like, yo, nigga, y'all, I got a show in motherfucker in Lynchburg tomorrow. That's my show, nigga, and y'all going to do it. I was like, nah, how you figure that? Nigga, I say there's a better way to do this. You don't come in here and tell me you finna, nigga, you shut up, nigga, you going. And then it was like, boom. So I was like, nah, man, so they start trying to rough Tony up. I was like, yo, fuck it. I just needed us to get out that room because when nobody in the dorm but us. And the lady at the front desk, and she was like, in her early 20s. She was like a student. So I was like, yo, fuck it, yo, fuck it, we going, let's just, boom. I'm winking at Tony, we need to get up out of here, right? So when we get downstairs, it's like about another 6 of these niggas sitting down in the lobby, right? So as they walking out, they like, come on. I'm like, man, look, man, you think I'm gonna try to be funny tomorrow, motherfucker? And you hostage me. You think any chance I get, I ain't gonna try to get the fuck out of here? I said, you'd have did better trying to sit down and talk to me. He's like, fuck that, nigga. I gave you money. I said, you ain't give me shit. We not knowing he said Diane this money. She ain't there. We not knowing none of this shit.
Oh my
So
goodness.
he coming off to me wrong, but he thinking we trying to play him. Right, so I was like, "Yo, nigga, you ain't sent me shit, nigga. I ain't got shit." I said, "Man, and you think I'm gonna try to do a show for you, motherfucker? You fucking with me like you coming?" So they was like, push the nigga. They told the little dude he could leave, and then they was finna let Tony go. I said, "Well, fuck it, I'll stay. Y'all let my man go. Let my brother Tony go, and I'll do the show with you, man. Fuck it, but y'all got to calm the fuck down." I said, "Let me go over here and get my shit from the front desk." So I went to the front desk. I said, "Yo, call the police." And she was like, "Oh," I was like, "Bitch, call the police." She was like, I said, "Call them now." Right? I'm under my breath with it, and they all talking and reminiscing and shit. Tony packing his bag. And then I turn and I'm stalling them out. Right? So about 5 minutes go by. I'm like, shit, I think I left my shit upstairs. It was like, nigga, you ain't going back upstairs, nigga. Let my boy go. I said, yeah, some shit on the bed. I left my bag with the snacks and shit in it. I'm just making up shit. So dude get ready to go upstairs, and then one of the dudes that was sitting in the lobby is like, yo, police here. And then the motherfucker turned to me and said, nigga, you called the police? I said, you motherfucking right. you know. So they like broke out to the car. They jumped in their vehicles and shit, right? The police come in, two white boys, and I explained what's going on. I was like, nigga, they had one of them had a Uzi, the other one had big nines, this and that. One had a tech, this and that. It was like I say I saw 3 guns. So they was like, all right. I was like, y'all going to get them? They was like, no, they didn't do nothing. I said, fuck you mean they didn't do nothing? They just tried to kidnap me. It's like, well, we can't do nothing. I was like, well, look, man, we got to get the fuck out of here. Can you escort us out? They was like, yeah. I was like, well, we in Norfolk. It's 30, 40 miles from here. He was like, well, I can't go that far.
It's out of
That's
their
out of my
jurisdiction.
county.
Right.
Yeah. So he said, what I'll do is I'll follow y'all to my jurisdiction and I'll call the cops on that side and have them meet us there. By now it's like 1:30 in the morning, going on 2. So boom, we jump in the car. He following us. Then all of a sudden he flashes light, turn off. So we about 20 miles from the airport now, from Norfolk. Next thing you know, I flashing lights again. I'm thinking it's the police. And then I get a call, and the motherfucker say, "You motherfuckers dead. That's us behind you. God damn it, you gonna give us our motherfucking money?" And I was like, "I ain't got your motherfucking money." I was like, "Dude, speed up, nigga. They behind us." So he was like, "Motherfucker, I sent Diane $1,000, $1,500 for you and for Tony. So I was supposed to get 25. He's like, I sent 1,000 for you, and I sent 750 for him. And I was like, well, we ain't get $1. Hold on, man. Hold the fuck up. We in the car, and they right on our ass. So I called Diane, and she crying and shit because he had called her and went off of her. And she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I just used the money he sent to try to put that show together for the night. And I was like, ain't this a bitch? Why you didn't let us know shit? This motherfucker trying to kill us and kidnap us. And he clinking in, look, why my motherfucker? I said, look, nigga, I just got the news from her. We didn't get the money. She used your money for this and that. You need to talk to her and have her send your fucking money back. No, I'm taking that out on y'all. So I told dude, speed up, run. I said, police, run everything till you get to the airport because it's a naval base. Norfolk, Virginia, it's a naval base right there. So when we pulling into the airport, He pulling in, and there's cops and shit everywhere. It's Navy soldiers and shit. But boom. So we got in the motherfucker, and he called like, "You better not ever come back to Virginia, motherfucker." I was like, "Nigga, fuck you. You in Lynchburg, bitch." You know. But I'm at the airport. I'm still like, I'm still a little shook. Like, did this just happen? A nigga just try to kidnap me to tell a joke? So, after that, we didn't fuck with Diane no more. What we did was right before 9/11, the day before 9/11, we flew to LA and that's when Michael Basin had this show called Talk or Walk, right?
Mm,
So we was like, it was walk or talk, some shit like that. But it was like, if she don't change her ways, we not fucking with her no more. But
mm.
we had been knowing her 20 years, but she had been 15 years, but she had been doing shit from her stroke that she would normally do. So
That's
we got on the
crazy.
plane and, it took me a while to go back to that area of Virginia.
What in the world? I don't know. We just Orvin trying to come back in. That is nuts. Somebody really kidnapped you.
Almost. They had
Mis-
me. They had me walking out the
misunderstood.
door with the gun in my back for
Yeah.
this thing gonna force me to do a show because he told me while he walking out, he's like, motherfucker, he's like, motherfucker, I got 1,000 tickets sold and my mom and them gonna be there. You coming?
Wow.
Like,
That's
what the
crazy.
fuck? But all this time that he's saying this, I don't know. I'm like, nigga, you didn't send us no money. The deposit make the day good. And
Mm-mm.
he was like, I sent y'all money, but he wasn't saying he sent it to Diane. He telling me he sent me some fuck. I'm like, nigga, I ain't get shit from you. I don't even know you. And we didn't find out Diane was behind it until they was behind us after the police pulled off and say, I sent that bitch Diane that money. And that's when it made sense.
Now that sounds like a whole movie.
It felt
It's
like one
actually pretty
shit.
good.
Hey, did
Yeah.
y'all stomp her out?
Now she was in Chicago. She had already had the stroke. So she was doing
No.
mental. She was doing mental shit, man. She had just lost her daughter. Her daughter just got raped and murdered in a car and
Oh
left
my
at the
God.
casino. So she was doing crazy shit, and we had been knowing her for years. She had never did no stupid shit like this. So we
So
didn't
she
fuck with her for a few years. And then in
is
order to fuck with her,
Wow.
we was going doing that Michael Basin show to talk a walk. We not fuck with you no more until we know you changed.
Yeah.
so she fully recovered from that stroke then, because I remember she
Nah,
came.
she had another one. She still can't. She had another. She fell out on Chris Tucker stage in Atlanta. That was the first stroke. She was on Chris Tucker when Chris Tucker had his little comedy club. I did his he did the Jackie Chan, the first one. He got the 20 million. So he bought a comedy
Oh
club.
hell no!
Yeah, he bought a comedy club, and she had an aneurysm bust. She had an aneurysm bust on her brain while she was on stage and fell out. So she had got to the point where she was saying the same shit over and over on stage, same joke, and she repeated. She's like, "Did I say that?" She was like fucking a cadet. She was gone.
Wow. Man. So that grief is a mug. That's what that sounds
And
like.
and the aneurysm, she had the aneurysm before her daughter passed. But
Mm,
after the aneurysm, then like a year later, her daughter passed. So she's totally out of it. So it was kind of crazy when she called, but she called us for the first show. So we was like holding the day for her, and then she was like, "Yo," and we was on the road somewhere else. So she called us. I picked up a Friday night for y'all. Boom, y'all just go in. My girl and them gonna pick you up from the airport. This and that. You can pick up extra 1,000. She thought she was gonna make some extra money or some shit or whatever. And the
mm.
dude was from the Lynchburg, so he came down to see the Friday show, and then to bring us to his show. We ain't know none of this shit. We ain't know if he'd have just sat down at the show and was like, "Yo, man, my shit tomorrow Saturday, man. We got a lot of people coming." Nigga, we would have stayed. It would have been no problem. You know what I'm saying? He tried to handle like he's some kind of goddamn gangster, and I come from the street. Fuck you, nigga. But I had to play it smart. I wasn't gonna die there either.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of that, you got some youngins coming
Yeah,
up behind y'all. How important is it for them to, be with community, be with other comedians and really learn from you all, or,
they
how do they
different.
connect?
They different. A lot of them internet comics, so they do
Okay.
gimmicks and shit, goofy shit. On stage you got one shot. You tell this joke, if that motherfucker don't work, you got to go somewhere else, or you lose your crowd. You got to be able to rebound. That internet shit, they can be like, okay, let me do it again. Well, let's do it for the vibe. No, one more time.
Okay.
So it ain't the love of the game. It ain't the same. And then they want to get paid because they got followers, and niggas ain't paid their dues.
Yeah.
Mm,
You know, them
okay.
motherfuckers ain't been through nothing.
Got it.
So
Got
it's a difference. Bernie told me that one time, even though I did Def Jam and he was still hosting the car club. Jordan was there and shit. I came in with my Def Jam jacket. I was like, "Shot me out." You know, I was like, "What up?" Right, and the stage was right in front of the crowd, and the door right there. I walk in, that motherfucker. I was like, and I had been down there every week. He'll use me a headline, but I'm the little brother. But I walk in that motherfucker, big shoulder, nigga say, I was like, yeah. He's like, nigga, I ain't saying shit to you in front of these niggas. You got to pay your dues. Go on back there and, and watch the show. I was like, damn.
oh,
And I had already did my first Def Jam with him. So,
Mm.
yeah, but, it was one of them nights because he had been in 15 years. This was my second, I was going on my second, I got Def Jam my second year.
hmm.
So he was still doing. He was looking at the career. So he was serious, and he was like, "Nigga, you playing too motherfucking much. This is real life. This was
Hey,
like when
Kenny.
the Bulls was winning. So Jordan them used to come down there,
Hey,
on the
remember
Monday
when
night.
remember when you did me like that?
Oh, so you did that to Arvin. Okay, you was
Look,
like, I'm gonna pass it on down there.
nah, but he didn't sun me like that, but
Yeah,
he,
I
he
ain't do it
was
like
trying
that.
to keep me from getting embarrassed because I went up and rocked this show he was hosting. And Kenny, you remember this? I said, I forgot to tell a joke. And you said, don't go back out there.
Right.
I said, no, man, they gotta
Yeah,
hear this one. You
I
said,
was
look,
like,
brother,
no.
don't go
Uh-uh.
back up there. Man,
Down,
All
because
right,
you're
man,
gonna lose that. You're gonna lose them. Bernie,
man,
Bernie told me that. Bernie say you always. He say one thing young comics fuck up on is they'll peak the crowd. But they still got some more jokes, and they'll try to get the crowd back to. They want to do everything instead of their time. And he's saying then they'll end up losing them, and all the crowd remembers that last one. He say so. Always leave on when you get close to your time. Leave on your highest laugh. Leave the people wanting to see you again.
right.
mm,
Don't
that's
give them everything right then. He
mm,
said, because son, half the time you're gonna fall off the cliff. So he
Yeah.
was like, even though you got one more line, if you got them motherfuckers where they like, and they about to stand up, I'm Kenny Howell. He
mm,
said, watch
mm,
me. And then he
mm,
every week he would show me something different at the cotton club. And that was the spot. That was like talking dirty at the door where everybody was there every week because it was burning. And then that's when he had just got Mackie at night because he had just did the thing. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. That was the second Def Jam. But he was doing the Cotton Club for like 5 years. And he would do the comedy portion. Man, actually, R. Kelly, all of us started there. Cause Jimmy Spinks, the fat dude from Car Wash,
mm,
yeah, if you ever saw Car Wash, he was in a bunch of movies where he was a jazz artist. And he was big in the city of Chicago. He knew all the legends. So he would have everybody was down there basically auditioning every week. It'd be a list, you'd be wanting to get on it. So R. Kelly be on the list. He got his break from being down there on Monday night. So they would do the band with Cock, Phyllis Hyman, all the artists would pop in. Like he was well known, so anybody singing or performing or musician was there at 6 o'clock. And they would
mm.
do music till about 9, and then Bernie would come in and host the comedy for an hour and a half. We'll be out of there by 11. But everybody in the city would be there. So, you know,
That's
to even be put on was great.
that's
So it
nice.
was it was one of them spots.
That's dope. So, man, so the question that's going around right now for everybody is, have you been to a Diddy party?
Hell no.
No, that's
I ain't even met that nigga. I met a
Yeah.
few niggas that's fags. Y'all wouldn't know they fags, but y'all wouldn't think they fags. Like Tank. And that
Damn.
nigga ended up signing my niece, nigga. I did a show with Tank sis ass. Nigga, it was hey, if you go on YouTube, the commercial's still on there. I was the host. It was a jazz fest. It was Ambrosia,
Mm.
Tank, and Fantasia, right? Fantasia headliner. So I bring up Ambrosia, and she do her thing. She come off. So they got to switch bands and equipment. So I got to talk doing that. So I come off, then Tank there. Now I got to do all. They give you all the shit they want you to do. So he had a light skinned nigga with him, and then they go on stage. He take his shirt off. It's like 4,000 women come to the front. They throwing roses, and he did it. Wow, shit, that they going crazy. And then the dude with him was throwing roses and shit. I was like, this nigga clouding. I know he was gay then. I had an idea because his mannerisms was a little, fishy.
You can
But
always tell.
yeah, so check this out. So when he come off, I go back on while they getting shit ready for Fantasia, and then Yeah, everybody got to get. Once I finish talking, they let me know she ready. I come off. I got. They tell me how to introduce her. You know, they got the smoke and all this shit. And then when I bring her up, I come off, and it's a crowd over in the food area. I could crowd around the little light skinned nigga that was just on stage with Tank. You know, and I was like, damn, what's wrong with him? You know, he crying and shit. I was like, think somebody. I thought one of them security niggas beat his ass or something because we was in a stadium in Kansas City. And you know, and then I had a ghetto limo driver, was a female. She was cool as fuck. She'd been driving for 20 years. So she was like, "Nah, he crying because you know that's Tank's boyfriend, and Tank just went back to the room with another nigga." I said, "What?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, they might have went to get high." She was like, "No, nigga, not what they was doing in the back seat of the car. I was there." So she was like, "I just drove them there in a Cadillac truck." She say them niggas was kissing and shit, going at it in the truck. So she like, nigga, they didn't go back to get high. They went back to fuck. She was ghetto just like that. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, and that's his boyfriend. So he over there, he crying because he could, you know, he left him like why he went to go. It's almost like nigga go get some pussy. So I couldn't understand it. You know, my wife there, it was fucking her up. She was a little sick. So when he finally came back, you know, we took her back to the hotel, and then when I took the wife back, he picked up Tank and brought him back, and then we did the curtain call, and then afterwards he holding the dude and hugging him like it's all right, nigga, you gonna be okay, and I'm like these niggas is a couple for real. This is some real gay shit to me. And what really what really pissed me off was the next morning we headed to the airport and my wife in the middle, and it's 3 rows. He taking the back 3rd row by himself. There's security on both sides, and my wife in the middle, and I'm in the front seat, and the lady driving. So I'm going at it. I'm doing all type of gay jokes. I'm like, yeah, this dude, his booty opened up like an umbrella. Ooh, he whistled when he walked, this and that, and his bodyguard, everybody in the thing laughing but him. And then the lady driver, she laughing and she look over at me. She said, "Calm down." I said, "Fuck that. The nigga, be proud of it, nigga. Is that what you is?" And she said, "No, he wants you to be quiet." I said, "He ain't saying shit." He said, "He just text me and say, can you ask him to stop talking about gay shit and show me the text?" I said, "Ain't that a bitch?" I turned around like, "Ain't that a bitch? Motherfucker gonna tell me to shut up, nigga."
Through
And
text.
then the security guards got stone face and shit. I was like, all right, niggas. And we was just pulling up to the airport right there. And then, man, about 4 years later, my niece, she went to school with Jeremiah. They was in the band together. So her and Jeremiah too. So she signed with Tank with Motown. And you know, remember he was trying to do comedy because he was hanging out with Jamie Foxx. So I was like, ask that nigga, do he know me? And she was like, he know you, Uncle Kenny, but I don't think he didn't really say much, but you know, we could tell he met you before. And I was like,
Man.
wow. So she still signed with him. She got 1 more year with him. She out in LA
Well,
now.
this interview is going viral.
And it is.
Hey, don't put that shit out.
You put it out.
I fucking
Right.
know it's too late now. Puff out here, shit. I just don't want to fuck her contract up.
I think he just did that.
Right. I mean, it's all
It's all
we are
good.
alive.
Hey,
We're
look, I'm
alive.
telling you, shit, I got stories. I've been in shit 30 years. Every time I read for a movie, it was from a gay white dude. I read for Roscoe Jenkins and this motherfucker, you know, then you get a call back. You don't know if these motherfuckers think you talented or they think they can flip you. You
Mm.
know, so it's that, yeah, and they touching on it. Let me do it again from the top, bitch. Sit from the top, sit your ass there. I went through one with me and DC Curry and the nigga from the 7 Up commercial, the dude from Drumline, the
Orlando.
director Drumline. Yeah, he a fag too. So
Dang.
Oh my God.
no,
This,
Hey Kenny, when you
I ain't
going
finna.
on
No,
tours
he
I
with
don't
said he
know
ain't
that.
Drumline?
finna
I
listen
don't know
to
that. I don't know that. I just know we all went out for a part, and then all 3 of us got callbacks out of like 40 people, and then you know, in the you know it was he suspect then. We put it like that. This is when he was doing the
Dang.
7 Up commercials and shit. This was before Drumline. Remember, he had his own little talk show
you. Mm.
for a minute. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's a
Yeah.
lot of people in this business that I can tell you, but you know, shit, we already viral, huh?
Yes,
Well,
we
since
are.
we viral, goddamn it, y'all make sure y'all support Frank Lyles tomorrow, goddamn it, and KJ, you sons of
I'm gonna
bitches.
get. I was getting ready to ask that. I said for Kenny be they blowing
Hey
me up
man,
because
look.
Kenny over here clowning.
If
So what?
Cat Williams weighed 50 million motherfuckers saw him, man. I'm just talking. I'm just, just telling you something I've been through.
I
I
love
ain't
the
gonna I ain't gonna
movie.
sit up and tell you that this dude is this unless that's just what I've been through. So he might not be gay. They might have went back to the room and got high. Afterwards, they smoked a cigarette. Shit.
The
Oh
key word in
boy.
that phrase is they might.
Right.
They might.
Nobody know. Nobody was in the room. Goddamn.
Then they're smoking a dick.
Well, what do
Yeah.
y'all have?
Hey,
What y'all got coming up?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, so my God.
Oh my
Not the
goodness.
blowfish.
These just jokes. All this is jokes. This is for entertainment purpose only. Ain't that what you got to
Yeah,
say on YouTube? Because
that's
I know
right.
I posted some shit and they and Facebook froze my shit. I didn't even know they had froze it, but I was getting views and shit. Then all of a sudden for 3 days that motherfucker just wasn't getting nothing. And then anything I was putting my flyers out and nothing. And then after
Mm,
about 4 days, then people started back responding. I said, "Yeah, Facebook put me on probation. They
Yeah,
put me
they
they
be
put me in the holding camp.
Facebook tripping.
Yeah.
they will do that. What
Yeah,
do
they
y'all
did me.
have coming up? I need to know what y'all got coming up. Movies, films, next events. What is popping in y'all life that y'all want everybody to know about?
We out here doing comedy. Call
Yes.
us. Check me out on Kenny Howell on Facebook or Kenny Howell One on Instagram. I'll do a Greyhound bathroom. I got some stuff coming up with Mike Epps and some other stuff. But in this business, you don't like talking about it until it happened because that
Mm,
should have go away and you feel stupid. Or sometimes they'll film some shit and it won't come out for 2-3 years.
mm.
So
Okay.
it's almost a jinx to get big headed with it, Joe. But we got some stuff. I know I got a couple things coming. But
I
That's
got a book coming out.
there you
Uh
go.
yeah, I got a book coming out. I'm writing 2 movies, and I'm
Yes,
working on building a television show about my RV. It's a pop-up comedy show out of my RV with a live band and a food truck. It's called RV Arv. And
that's what's
you
up.
can follow me. You gonna be on it, fam. You
Hey, that sounds
follow me
great.
on
Hey, that's
Instagram.
new. That's unique right there. That's some shit.
Hey,
right.
Kenny, I'm so
Dope.
excited about this RV, man. Since I
That's
moved to
dope.
Utah, bro, I just love RVs. I got
Yeah, yeah.
my branding. I got my hats coming out and
There you
my
go.
t-shirts and stuff, man. Just keeping my foot on the gas because I don't want to do nothing else
Yeah,
but comedy, acting,
there you go.
stuff like that.
Keep the minds
Yeah,
in the fire. And Frank
for
got this
sure.
special coming up too.
Right.
Who?
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
See, that's
after
what this
tomorrow,
podcast was supposed to been about, right?
Y'all be
I've been
clowning.
doing all the motherfucking talking.
You been clowning, Kenny. I'm like, let me make sure
Yeah, but it's
I
supposed to be. I thought we was on here promoting his thing for the mob.
gotta respect my elders. I ain't
That's
want to
it.
interrupt.
See there?
Uncle Kenny was talking.
Right.
Hey,
I said,
well,
let me
I just made 60.
wow.
what you
Yeah.
got, Frank? Tell them all about what you got coming up.
After this special tomorrow, I'm quitting my job, so
There
I'll
you go.
sell hot dogs with Orvin on his
Get
RV when we
fired,
all hit the
man. Get
road.
fired so you get that unemployment.
Come on.
Hey Kenny, I don't know about that, man. I'm usually a no call, no show kind of guy.
Okay. No two
You ain't
weeks.
gonna know.
No
You ain't
two
gonna
weeks.
know I quit until Monday, and it's Wednesday. It's gonna be Wednesday, so you ain't gonna know for a couple
Right.
days.
Ain't nobody seen Frank?
Right. I was at the show last night.
He said he
Right.
had to be at work in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, so I told you know what I think we should do, Frank? And I'm gonna put it out here like this. I think we should do tomorrow and then come back and keep the same outfit on and do next week. That way you can do some of the same jokes and you can blend it and you can put the best of what you want out. You can put out the best product. And then I know we'll have a bigger crowd next week too. You get the crowd shots. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I film TV, soon as I come off the stage, I'm like, damn, I should have said this. Like what Arvin said, he had something that he like, damn, and want to run back on the stage.
Hmm.
So your special is gonna be put out there. You know, we want this motherfucker to go viral. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
so do
sir.
that. I think we should do 2 weeks. You know, instead of doing 2 shows, it's too late to tell him we're gonna do 2 shows. And Kenny's be closing that motherfucker. He had a damn clock on.
9:59 and
Yeah, he
59
had that
seconds.
clock on, boy.
Tomorrow
I know
night.
one time.
There.
One time Frank was on that motherfucker talking and then Frank looked at the clock like, God damn, this damn clock won't go down. he, was, he was like, Kenny want me to do every last minute. It's like I can't bring up a motherfucker. And I say, but the clock helps sometimes, man. 'Cause you see, when I come on and say 45 minutes and it count down, you know, sometimes you can get up there and forget your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, I
What do
like the
y'all
clock.
what do y'all have to leave some up and coming comedians that want to do what y'all doing, that may want to connect, may want to have a mentor in this industry? You know, what is
Get on stage. Get on
There you
just
go.
stage.
get up
Yeah,
there?
You
put the
gotta
work
get on
in.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
because
you ain't gonna be able to tell nothing until you get up there. It's
that's
like
it.
today,
Yeah,
I'm embarrassed to say this a little bit, but it's the truth. I was learning how to drive a stick for the first time. Can't
recently.
nobody tell me how to do that. I gotta be in the car.
Yeah,
Mm,
you
They
got to
got
learn how to do it.
they gotta get in the car. You
Yeah.
know?
okay.
Plus, they gotta find out who they are because everybody could tell a joke. All comics talk on some of the same subjects. It's just your personality is what the people was getting. So if
Mm,
you ain't getting on there doing that, and the only thing I say is, it's a lot of cats that when you see it on TV or this and that, a lot of them like it's on the front porch. You know, motherfucker be like, "Oh, I could do that." Now the shit got to be in you. You know, it's
mm,
got
Yeah.
to be in you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't like them niggas that I can do that shit niggas. You know, because they come out there and fuck the game up. It's got
Yep.
to be you got to be like if you bomb, you got to be like, okay, I can't wait to get back to the stage to make that up. And if you
Yeah.
do good, I can't wait to get back to the stage to do good again. So no matter what the feeling is of what that is, whatever that reaction was that night, you still fighting to get back to that stage. You know,
Mm,
them niggas that I could do that, that shit, Then
yeah.
them niggas they come up there and they bullshit the crowd. They start charging promoters. They'll get a room and host it and fuck it up for everybody. That shit, it's got to be in you.
One of the
Yeah.
things that I say to new and up and coming comedians: never fall asleep on your back with your mouth open.
Damn.
Mm.
Damn,
Hey, okay.
yeah, he going in
Okay.
both holes.
Wow.
Dang,
Okay.
all
All right.
righty then.
That
Hey,
was
Right. That kind
See,
of
I need to write
advice.
that down. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
right, hey niggas, see
It's a
that's
dog
funny. Yeah,
eat
see,
dick
that's what
world
y'all
right
gonna get
here.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
What y'all gonna get tomorrow? I don't know if I'm gonna make that show.
Can you
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
can you explain that, Frank, please?
Yeah,
I, I think that's self-explanatory.
hey,
yeah. You gonna
enough
Cause
end up
said.
you gonna end up at a Diddy party with a
I
story.
was gonna say Diddy could answer that motherfucker better.
Yeah. Take that, take that.
hey, Kalonda, if you don't understand that, you need to go back to church.
No, I'm just saying, for
Yeah,
the
because
other
it's happening in church. Yeah, TD Jakes. And they call the rappers called TD Jakes at P. Diddy parties. You know what they call them?
what?
General High Booty. For real, that's what the Dakota Wright, what's her name? Jaguar Wright say that when he be at the parties, the younger comics, the younger rappers was called the TD Jakes General High Booty.
General
That's
High
messed
Booty.
Man.
up. That's messed up.
Hey, that I did that. That's online under Jaguar. She said that.
General High
He's trying to
Booty.
push it on over. Well, listen, I just want to thank y'all. I know y'all finna come and rock this show out. If anybody haven't heard, they are hearing now to make sure they get to KJ's.
Come
Tomorrow,
check us out each and every
It's a
Wednesday,
KJ.
8 o'clock. Grown folks comedy. It's
grown
on me
folks.
this week, y'all. Come
Yeah,
out.
Yes,
he
Come out
putting
and
it down.
support. Yes, sir.
Come come
yes.
support the breakthrough.
The
Yeah, they
Armin,
got good food, good drinks.
okay. You don't miss St. Louis? You done moved on us. I was just curious.
I'm just moving around, baby. I'm like Prince. He never left Minneapolis. You hear me? I ain't
Yeah,
I
Okay,
ain't never for real gone. I'm just moving around, you know?
okay.
So
we
I'm
we
here
Yeah,
heard
now.
last week we were called the gateway to poverty. Ain't that what he
Yeah,
said, Frank?
Wait,
yeah, that's what he
what?
said. The
Who
gateway to
said what?
poverty. Oscar Pruitt from Memphis.
Damn.
He-
He called St. Louis that?
The gateway to poverty.
yeah,
Damn.
I
and he
mean,
from Memphis,
yeah.
He got a lot of nerve.
I
right?
mean,
That's what I'm saying. Shit, well,
Yeah.
they got Memphis must be the back door then.
I,
But when he got to the show, he was like, "What is St. Louis known for?" And couldn't nobody
Oh,
really give him a answer. I say, "Yeah, we known for murder. That's our own
hey,
homemade seasoning. Now
there
you
you
be
go.
careful leaving up out of here, my nigga."
The gateway to
The
poverty.
gateway to poverty.
That
I
that
mean,
ain't
he
even
kind of.
funny. That's just mean.
But he kind of didn't lie. I had to say, you know, okay.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about St. Louis. You know what I realized a while ago, and it really just hit me like very recently. You can move around in St. Louis with your resources as long as you know how to move. It's a lot of stuff going on here,
Yeah,
Yeah.
successfully. It's affordable, but if you just got to stay out the way of the wrong, what I'm saying? You
yeah. That's
really,
like Memphis. Memphis are half the people there from Chicago, and it's a lot of gangbanging. All my family down there, so I wouldn't look at that as poverty. And I'm from Chicago. I don't look at this as poverty. You know, I just think it's a negative attitude because I've been down here since '98, and I go back and forth like Arvin. I got a house, raised my kids. It was a great place to raise my family. So that statement right there ain't making no sense. The cost of living ain't all crazy like
Man.
some places. So you can do all right here.
yeah, yeah, you can, especially when you know who your network is, and
Yeah,
and you just keep growing. My thing was like when I started getting up out of here, and I see other things, the possibilities of what we could have and what we could do. I think some people find they lean on their hood so much that they scared to move or they scared to
right.
leave to go explore and do other
Yeah,
things. But it's a lot of opportunity out there in the world. But when your family is here, yeah, you want to come back and love on them and everything. But we got some good stuff going on here, man. So it's one thing to joke about your city among your community, but when you
yeah,
hear other people talking about it, like you don't really know how we get down here. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Like
I
we
don't
don't
take
know
it
how he
personal.
get down there. His where he at.
Right, right,
So
right, right. So, and he a comedian, so maybe it
right,
was a joke.
it was a joke to him.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah. So, hey,
yeah,
when I go to Memphis, I stick to the jokes.
yeah. I have fun in Memphis.
I didn't.
Oh, you,
Hey man, that's why my fist uneven right now.
oh, you got
I had to
kidnapped down
fight
there
my
too.
way up out of there, dog. I
Oh,
fractured
damn.
my hand fighting
For
in
real?
Memphis. Yeah, I
Hey,
said the wrong thing. It was my fault, Kenny. I was playing too much one night,
okay.
and I left a show, and we went to an after set, and I was looking at some old school cars parked out front, and one dude said to the other one, he said, "Hey man, he looking at your ride." I said, "What, you his boyfriend?" And
Ooh,
before I knew it, they was jumping on me. So
yeah.
had to scrap my way up out of there.
Hey, been there, done that. I
Yeah.
didn't see Dion hit a nigga with a microphone stand.
Damn.
Now, you see old boy chase Steve Brown around the stage. You never know when these motherfuckers gonna get offended off anything.
Mm, yeah. But that was on me because the show was over.
The show was over.
Yeah. They started another show.
Right. They probably wasn't even at the show.
They probably wouldn't. Hey,
Yeah.
where'd she go?
Where'd she go? I guess she had a job. She go to work. What time
Damn. He had to go back to
he
work.
said, fuck us. I gotta go to
Hey,
work, niggas.
hey, we gonna sign off for her. Hey, y'all come out to Frank headline and show tomorrow night. Me and
Yes,
CJ
sir.
Kenny Howell, we gonna kick it.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun, good food, good drink. Y'all could come a little early. They have some youngsters go up first, get you in the laughing mood. Then we're gonna take y'all home. Frank gonna take y'all home. We're gonna set it up good for him though. Y'all keep supporting this girl, Carmela. What's her
Kalonda.
name? Carmela? No.
Kalonda.
Oh,
Kalonda
Kalonda.
Kay.
Yeah, you was almost running for president a minute there, girl. Are you back?
She
Gone
was.
again.
Go on again.
Now
Her
I
boyfriend
don't
must
even
be at
know.
the
He
house.
said
What?
this
You
was
had to go open the
the
door for your boyfriend?
She got that dial up.
No, I don't even know what happened. I said, first of all these comments just start coming up.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
Literally.
what
what you
they
mean,
say?
From the whole interview. So ain't no telling. I had technology.
bro?
I had all people making comments and they just pop it up.
All right, well, I hope they
So
making comments
I
about
don't know
coming
what
down
happened,
tomorrow.
but I'm like, okay.
Tell them when they make the comments, reply back. Yeah, see you tomorrow down at KJ. See you tomorrow. We want a packed house.
I know, right? Bring a
Yeah,
friend.
well, we want him. We gonna break his
They
cherry right. He's gonna go out and
Oh,
slam this shit.
no diddy.
No,
Yeah, no baby oil.
yeah, no laying down backwards.
Get your mouth open.
With your
Hey,
mouth.
no
read just
baby
one of
oil.
them comments, Kalonda.
Yeah,
What you say?
no, at all. Shit, we going dry.
Oh wow.
Hey,
I
I'm talking
mean,
about weed. Need some dirty weed. All right, we smoking. Y'all, you smoking?
y'all got
All right, so
it's
look,
1,000
this was
comments on here. It's 1,000 of them.
right.
Okay,
Let them
read
know
two
this
of
was
them.
entertainment only. Okay, we was just on here. We don't want nobody to get in trouble. We don't want your podcast to come down because I was talking too much. We don't want people to take shit the wrong way. This was all entertainment.
It's too late.
I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I'm 60. I'm too old to be watching my back. Goddamn it.
Well, I want to thank y'all for real for y'all time.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
And my
Appreciate
little
the
brother,
good
Thank
love, y'all. Appreciate the
my little
support
brother
tomorrow.
Arvin,
Yes,
lefties baby, July the
y'all have a
5th,
good night,
boy.
and
That's right.
tomorrow y'all gonna rock
And
out.
yeah, we're gonna have a ball.
Get
You
that.
coming down? Huh? You coming down? She's silent, huh?
Or you coming down to the show,
Yep,
Kalonda?
I'm gonna be late, but I'm coming.
All right,
Okay.
that's what's
'Cause
up.
I was
Hey,
finna say
shit,
we
long
just
as you
spent the
come,
whole
right?
hour 15 with you and you can't
Yes,
show
I
up.
said I'm gonna be late, but I'm
You coming? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We're gonna have a ball.
All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, I'll see
For
y'all
sure.
tomorrow, man.
Hey
I
Frank,
gotta
get some
go.
rest. You gotta go to work, bro.
Yeah, you gotta
Damn
work in the
right.
morning. It's your last
Hey.
day.
see y'all
Look, this your
tomorrow.
last day.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all. All right,
All
love
right,
y'all,
good night.
man.
Peace. Love you too, bro.
All right, peace.
Good night.